I'm Tom O'Neill, a landscape photographer from the northwest of England. Join me as I photograph epic mountainscapes, serene lakes, majestic seascapes, and magnificent waterfalls. This is Solo Photo Ventures. Hello there. Well, from my perspective at least, it's Christmas, and I've decided to come up to the Lake District for the day. And it's absolutely stunning at the moment. We've got some beautiful frost on the mountains. It is a little windy and it is a little cold, but yeah, no matter. You don't come to places like this hoping it's going to be warm at this time of year. I'm going to get a few images in. After losing my gear back in November, I've gone and bought myself a Sony a6300. I'm hoping the images actually prove to be pretty good. So I've come out today to give it a try. I've got about 4 locations I want to go to, which is going to be 4 separate videos. But the first one is just behind me over there. It's Moss Force Waterfall. I'm going to try and get some images of that, and then I'm just going to have a wander around these hills and try and get some compositions. We've just passed sunrise, but there's still some colour in the sky. Hoping to get some nice shots of the frost on the mountains there. I'm going to see what's over this peak here, see if I can look down the valley that way towards Buttermere, I think. And then I'm going to look over that way and see what photos I can get there. First things first, let's get to this waterfall. Let's try and get a shot in. I made it up to the waterfall, and this is the upper part of the waterfall. There is a lower part down there which I'm going to go to in a minute. The first thing I'm going to do is try and get a shot of this one here. Now, there are some nice lone trees up there, and the water's looking like it's flowing nicely, so I reckon I'm going to get some good shots of this one. And down at the bottom seems to have a nice curvature in the waterfall, which I'm hoping to bring out. Now, once I've got my shot of the waterfall, I'm going to try and set up on these rocks down here. I'm going to try and get a shot looking that way at these mountains covered in the frost. Hopefully I can make something of that. First things first, let's get set up for this. First composition I'm going for, I've set my camera up looking up the waterfall, as you can see. Now, I put my 12mm manual focus rocking on lens on because I need a wider angle. The 18mm on this lens doesn't quite cut it. No polarizer, because a polarizer wouldn't work on that kind of wide angle anyway, not on an APS-C camera. But I'm not getting enough light for it to be a problem. If there was more light, I'd probably have to create a panoramic or stitch it together in some way. But at the moment, for the first shot, I'm pretty happy with that. And there it comes. Okay, so I've just taken a shot looking at the scene behind me there. Looking down towards those mountains with this bit of waterfall just snaking down in the corner. Got nice frosty mountains in the background there, and they lead off down the valley. I've shot that 160th of a second set up on the tripod, and I'm still on the wide angle lens, but I wanted to get that vista in. I'm hoping that does translate onto the image. I'm loving the contrast between the frost on the mountains, the golden sort of bracken, dead ferns there, and what's left of the yellowy green that we've got on the mountains there. I'm loving the road snaking off into the distance. The only drawback is my car in the distance there, which I may or may not remove. I actually kind of like the fact that it's there, because it does add a sense of scale onto the vista. I'll put that shot up for now for you. Well, I wander down there to the lower falls and see what we can get looking up before it rains too heavy. So I've come down to the lower falls. Now, one of the things I was worried about with these lower falls, sorry, let me just get my foot in. Probably should have stabilised myself before starting the video, but there we go. One of the biggest things I was worried about coming to the lower falls, I was worried about how prominent the upper falls would be when I come to photographing it. And I was right. The perspective you get down here isn't good enough to actually get the upper falls as well. But this lower falls does have a nice curve at the top, and it does have a nice flow coming down here. So I've just got a nice wide angle shot looking up at that. I'm going to try another shot in a moment, just a little further up, to actually get the waterfall there more prominent. Now, now there is another big fall down there, but it's a little dangerous to get to at the moment, so I'm going to leave that one for another day, because there is quite a bit of ice around there, and there isn't a direct path to it. I think the only way to get a good shot of that would be a telephoto lens looking from the road over there back. I'm certainly not going to risk injuring myself just to get one shot this early in the day, because I've got several more locations I want to try and get to. I don't mind being laid up with a broken leg for 6 weeks. I'd like to have something to edit while I'm doing that. No. I'm going to put this photo up now that I've just taken, and I'm going to go up there onto these rocks, and I'm going to see if there is another shot to be had there. I'm not holding much hope for that, because I think I've got the good shot just here, but don't quote me on that yet. Here's that shot. I'll see you up there. The shot I've just got here, I'm actually quite liking. I've got some nice rocks in the foreground down here. I've got that flow of water just there leading towards the left hand side of the frame, and I've got the main waterfall up there with the snaking S at the top. I must admit, it is weird being able to hold the camera and use it like a pointer like that. Definitely lighter than the D850 was. Whether the image quality is any good or not, who knows, especially with a manual focus lens. Now, I am loving the way this waterfall is actually looking on the photo I've just taken. I'm taking it at landscape orientation. There's no point going portrait, because as you can see up there, there's not really much you can see up there. So instead I'm actually making this sort of gorge a bit more of a focal point. I think that works really well. What I would like to see, I'd like to see more ice on it, but I think it's quite sheltered here, so I don't think it's got any. It's icy down there, but that'll be being hit straight from the valley. And as you can see, we've got all the ice and snow on the mountains there. But this will be quite sheltered, so this will stay quite warm at night. Either way, I think it makes for a good image. Now I'm going to have a wander down the path, and I'm going to see what I can actually shoot down the valley. I'm going to see if I can get any good images there. We are getting some cloud rolling in. We are getting a bit of rain, so hopefully it's not going to put too much of a damper on things. Let's go and find out. Okay, so I've made it a good ways back down. The waterfall, as you can see, is up there, and I've made it back down to pretty much the car park. I couldn't resist getting one more shot. You can see the mountain over there has got quite a bit of frost on it. I've got the waterfall just making up my sort of middle ground interest in the distance there. Now what I'm going with this shot, I've actually got the waterfall coming diagonally across the image, so leading down through the image or up through the image depending which way you look. It doesn't really balance very well as an image, but I like it. You've got the colour of the bracken in one corner, you've got the frost in another corner, and you've got the dark, moody sort of atmosphere around the waterfall in the image as well, and I just think it does make for a good image. It doesn't make for a balanced image, it doesn't make for a good composition, but you don't always need that balance or composition for a good photo. Sometimes a good photo comes just by taking the shot. I'm hoping this will be more than a snapshot, but we'll see. I'm going to try and get one more shot from over that way, looking down towards the valley. And then that'll be it for this video, unfortunately. The weather is moving in, as you can see on the mountains behind me there. I'm not sure what kind of weather we're going to get for the rest of the day. I'm going to get at least one more location in, but there are 3 more that I want to get to today if possible. Now, I've been called negative a few times. I'm not negative, I just call a spade a spade. Just sometimes spades are covered in dirt. And looking down that way, looks like I might have a lot of dirt heading our way today. But for the type of photography I'm doing, that's not really going to be a problem. So I've just taken one last shot for this video anyway, looking down the valley there. I'm loving the layering effect we're getting with the mist on the mountains, and I'm definitely loving the mist we've got on the peaks there, just peeping with the frost underneath. It's making for what I think's a pretty good shot. I absolutely love the colour of these hills at the moment, the nice golden sort of bronzy colour that we've got to them. I'm hoping this image will make the most of that with a bit of luck. Also hoping it's in focus, because I'm using a manual focus lens, and yeah, I'm very much reliant on the focus peaking on the camera getting it right, so we'll see about that. Now it's my first time using the A6300, so I am fingers crossed that these images are going to be any good today. So it is a big step down from the D850, but I'm also liking the fact that it's a bit lighter as well, so for a landscape photography camera it's not too bad. A lot of new things happening today. I've got the Insta360 for B-roll camera as well, so taking a few shots on that, see how it goes. The only thing I'm missing at the moment is the drone, which I will be hopefully sorting out pretty soon. Not for the next few videos anyway, because they're all going to be shot today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video, which is going to be another waterfall about 3 miles that way. I'll see you in that video. Bye for now.